The DayZ map of Chernobyl is huge and you can build practically anywhere. So today I'm going to count down some of the best base locations and designs for the most secret, overpowered or simply cool bases. I'm going to feature both solo and group bases with an emphasis on bases that are cheap, strong and expandable and located in really good areas. Some of these locations are really popular, whereas others are completely unknown. So whether you're a builder or a raider, you're not going to want to miss this video. Let's kick it off with our first location. What I like to call the Cherno compound, a perfect clan location, a block of buildings that form their own little courtyard, with only one opening. This location is made up of 15 buildings, so as long as you can secure all of them, as well as the opening, you can have this huge area for you and your friends. The great thing about this location is each one of your clan members can have their own very house. Now, I know securing 15 buildings sounds expensive to start with, but you can always start in one house, which only takes 2 to 3 walls to secure, or if you're really tight on nails, you can even start in one of the 6 garages. Again, another benefit of this location, perfect for storing cars or growing crops. One of the best features of this location is that a simple watchtower just here will gain you access to the roofs, giving you a 360-degree view across Chernobyl, perfect for defending your base. To lock off this compound completely, you'll need a minimum of 19 walls, that's 648 nails and 324 planks, one of the most expensive locations that'll make the list. But given that it's expandable, meant for clans and located in Cherno, one of the biggest industrial towns in the game, this isn't as challenging as it sounds. Before we go any further, I want to thank today's sponsor, Vanquished Gaming, a gaming community providing a vanilla plus DayZ experience. Their no build no mouse server releases today at 3 PM Eastern, and their Chernobyl server wipes tomorrow at 1 PM EST, where I'll be hosting a stream snipe event where the first player to eliminate me will be rewarded with $50 and a copy of DayZ. I'll leave a link to the Discord below. I can't wait to see you guys there. I'll leave you with the trailer to see if this is something you'd enjoy. Once again, if you did like the look of the server, I'll leave the Discord linked below. Can't wait to see you guys at the competition tomorrow. The second location is perfect for solos or low-key groups, and it's a room located halfway up Triple Yellow Tower, and I think I can count on just one hand how many times I've actually entered this. It only takes one wall to secure, and for the price you get a surprisingly large amount of space. But if you do happen to run out of room, you can secure the entire roof with just one singular wall, although this will be a lot more obvious. Again, there's even a room on the very top you can take over if you wish. The great thing about this location is that you can be more flexible with it. There's 2 triple yellows located in Cherno, although they're practically next to each other, and there's another 2 located in Novo. And talking about Novo, this brings us onto our next location, the Novo Clock Tower, probably one of the most popular base locations in the game, but it would be an injustice for it to not make the list. I mean, just look at the view from up here. Nobody is coming anywhere near your base from up here. The true strength comes in how easy the base is to defend. With 2 wooden walls, you can secure the one and only staircase up to the top. Not to mention that this staircase is a living hell to try push during an online raid. Securing this staircase claims all 3 floors of the clock tower for yourself, floors and rooms which you can then further secure for added base strength, a perfect location for any size group. The next location are the office buildings, extremely cheap and one of the strongest buildings in the game, which I don't see too many people using. Unfortunately, this location does require build anywhere to be toggled on, although this is a nearly norm for DayZ servers today. The best thing about this location is that it only takes one wall to secure a corridor, and they fit perfectly, with a corridor being so long you can continue to stack gates to your heart's content. There's even 2 floors if you do so happen to run out of room, which can be defended by a simple gate at the bottom of the stairs. But do be aware, players can vault onto this ledge and climb through a window, so a gate a few floors up is more appropriate. And with roof access, the base is easy to defend, but again, keep in mind of the ladder on the side. This will have to be walled off if you wish to prevent any players from accessing your roof. There's multiple of these office buildings located across Chernobyl, including Sarograd, Novo, Svetlo, Cherno, Electro, and even Pavlo military base if you're feeling brave enough, so you can reuse this design in whatever location best suits your playstyle. The next design is very common and very cost effective, and that being church bases. But not all churches are created equally in DayZ. There's 2 different church models in the game, and one of these models comes in 2 different variations. The larger church, like that found in Starry and Novo, are perfect for base locations. They require just one fence and secure this entire area. Not to mention, you can even drive a car in here. The second church model comes in 2 variants, one with the front door locked and one with it open. You can tell the difference because one model has red bricks where the other has grey patches. Which model you prefer comes down to personal choice. The unlocked door allows for a car to be parked on the side, although it's a bit of a squeeze, but has the added weakness of having 2 entrances, whereas the locked front door doesn't allow for a car but is much easier to defend. I prefer the locked variant as I tend to build separate garages for my cars. It's a perfect location for small groups or solos due to how large the inside space is for just one singular wall, or 2 if you opted for the other location. One little trick I'd like to point out that in the locked variation, there's actually a one-way window. You can see out of this cross but not back into it, however you can't shoot through it. Although my favourite solo location has to be under these bridges, especially this one located in the southwest corner. Now, you'll need build anywhere enabled for this, as DayZ is very funny about building in water, but with a few fences you can have a perfect hidden base location. It even blends in with the bridge. However, the most overpowered location in the game has to be the prison. With one singular well-placed gate, you can control access to all of this, and just like the office buildings, you can fill this tunnel with as many gates as you want. This tunnel even has windows for you to shoot into if you get raided. This base would be a nightmare to online raid. A sniper tower, multiple windows, harsh cliffs, one singular choke point, and the fact you have to swim up to the island. Although it's not without its flaws. There's no fresh water on the island, and there's only 2 trees that provide logs, and given that you can't swim with logs, this means that you have to wait for the server to restart every time you want to cut down these trees. The next location is simply unfair. If you're online, it's impossible to get raided. That being the location of Green Mountain Tower. It's really cheap, only requiring one wall at the front of the tower, but the real strength comes in placing a gate at the top of the ladder, which creates this little gap that you can shoot through. And while you can shoot down on any raiders, they can't shoot up. It's impossible for you to die here. Admittedly, the space on top is rather limited and exposed, but you can build walls up here. It's a great location for a solo as it's cheap, has a great vantage point, and is very close to both military bases and helicopter crash locations. Another favourite solo location of mine is this very shed located just north of Cherno. You've probably seen it in some of my videos if you're a fan of my channel. I use it all the time, especially if I have business in Cherno. These sheds are located all over the map. There's nothing too special about them, you can wall it off with just a singular gate, and it's big enough for both tents and cars, very achievable for a solo. But it's the location where it truly shines. It's close enough to the coast where you can quickly re-gear if you die, but it's hidden away just enough that not many players stumble across it. And yes, if you really want a secret base, you should be building at random houses located over by debug, but I prefer this location because of how central it is but still relatively unknown. Did you know that it was here? Another great solo location is a dam. I just think it's a really cool base location and very underused. With a dam located at both Pobeda and Mishkino, the choice is up to you. A simple watchtower is all you really need. And damn, isn't that a good base? But with that awful joke out of the way, that's all we have time for today. Once again, thank you to Vanquish for sponsoring today's video. I do have some other base locations stashed up my sleeve, so if you'd like to see another base locations video, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any locations of your own that you don't mind sharing, I'd be happy to visit them.